Hi, and welcome to the instructional video for the BreakOut EDU entitled Periodic Table Jamboree. This BreakOut EDU allows middle school students to work in small groups, ideally of 3 to 4, and I suggest setting the timer for 30 minutes for this BreakOut EDU, but it allows middle school students to get a better understanding of the periodic table and how it can be used in a lab setting. So our background information is a chemist was working in a lab when some unknown elements were spilled, and the students need to figure out what those elements are based on the clues in order to unlock the procedure to clean them up. So this can also teach important information, like it can also teach the importance of knowing what you're working with and knowing how to clean it up in a lab setting. Because for some of these students, it'll be the first time that they're in a lab. The lock setup, your 3-digit lock is 118, and that is going to correspond with oganesson, and 118 is the atomic number for that element. The 4-digit lock, 3206, corresponds with the atomic weight of sulfur, so that will correspond to that. The directional multi-lock is going to be corresponding to a path that will be drawn onto a periodic table using invisible ink. And so the students will, this will be kind of the easiest one. It'll be the very last one that the students do. Your ABC multi-lock is going to be radon, and the students will be given information about the atomic number and the family that it belongs to. The key lock is actually going to be behind a poster that's labeled carbon, oxygen, phosphorus, erbium. And when you look at the symbol for those elements, it spells copper, and so that the students will have to figure out which of 3 posters the key is behind. For your setup in your large box, you're going to put the small box and the UV flashlight, and then you'll put the key lock on the outside of the large box. Inside the small box, before you put it into the large box, you're going to put another periodic table. You'll have another periodic table that you'll use first, but this periodic table will have the path drawn on it, and you'll put a starting point where it needs to go in order to create the route for that directional lock. And then on the small box, you're going to put the multi-hold lock with the 3-digit lock, 4-digit lock, and ABC lock attached to the holes to keep that secure. On the table, you're going to put one periodic table with a star drawn around sulfur and a square drawn around oganesson and invisible ink. Put the piece of paper that says to look for the copper key on the table as well. On a table at the front of the room, place a separate box with the directional lock. Inside will be instructions on how to clean up the spill. And on the walls, put up the 3 pictures with names of the elements. Put the key behind the picture that says carbon, oxygen, phosphorus, erbium. And the things you're going to want to print out is this nice picture of a periodic table. I actually took it from an interactive periodic table because it has all the information that the students will need. And then you'll also need the clue sheet, which has your information on what the students need to know in order to figure out what elements we're talking about, as well as the signs for the classroom. So that's kind of what you need in order to do this BreakOut EDU, and I hope your students enjoy it.